Road Less Travel with your hosts, Brian Carbon and Paul Honor.
Hey, welcome to Road Less Traveled, episode 63. We got a really special guest here tonight. We've got Frank Clifton Clifton Herring from Messenger, and we are really excited to talk to Frank about his music and ministry and everything he's got going on. So we'll be jumping into that very shortly. Brian, how's it going, man?
Pretty good, like usual. Tired, but making it. So I got my wake up juice. So I don't drink coffee.
Well, I've got my caffeine shot going here. So what are you listening to this week, Bri?
All right, I'm going to start off with this album. I did not like when it first came out because I think their sound changed a little bit, but it's grown on me. Guardian Bottle Rocket. These guys were way better than people realized, and I really wish they could come back. But I know that Jamie Rowe has his hands in that Calamity Kills.
Calamity Kills, yeah.
Seems to be doing pretty good. And the next two I'm going to do, I do not know which one of these female vocalists is my actual favorite because it changes with the day. But Dawn Michelle from Fireflight, she just has a voice that is made like from angels. She is so good. And I heard she's starting up a 3-piece band. So keep an eye out for Dawn Michelle. Then, of course, everybody knows Lacey Sturm and Flyleaf. I bought this online. It didn't have a front cover, so that's why I showed the back. I just really like how she has everything biblical, and she puts so much of her heart and soul into every performance. Lacey Sturm. So, that's what I've been doing.
Well, I've got Faith Head. They're I guess they're a more of an indie band, and they've got some really good music. They've got a couple albums out. This one's their latest one, came out I think last year or year before, and it's really good stuff.
Cool album cover.
Yeah, they got a cool cover, and they got a really great sound. And I think I shared this one recently, but I've been really digging this. It's Absalon. Got some gruesome artwork on the cover, but it deals with one of my favorite topics, deliverance and mental illness and things like that. And it's a kind of a concept album, kind of a throw. It's a bit of a throw to Alice Cooper, not style-wise, but there's one song that does tribute to Alice Cooper with some guitar riffs that you would recognize if you heard it, that would come from Alice Cooper. And then I dug this one out. I didn't dig, like you said, the other one, I didn't dig it when it first came out. I wasn't in love with it, but the more I listened to it, I just gave it another spin this week. And lyrical content, fantastic. And the music is really growing on me. And I really want to encourage everybody to grab this if you get a chance. Theocracy. It's really good stuff.
The only thing I don't like about them is all their songs are too long.
They're long, yeah.
So if you want to go to the store real quick and pop it in your car, the song's still going, and I'm already at the store.
One of those ones you got to sit and wait for the song to end before you turn the car off.
Because I can't end the song.
So Frank, what are you listening to, brother?
Well, we're writing a new album, and it provokes a lot of thoughts of the inspiration for the music, and so in some ways I'm listening to the older stuff that I used to love. Then I'm also listening to the newer stuff that the band is playing whenever we're doing cover shows. So I just was listening to the off of the Security album by Peter Gabriel, the studio album. Also, Ace Frehley just passed away late last year, and we were I was digging into him a little bit with Kiss, and I was a big Kiss fan back in the day, and what made them all successful. And just today I ran across something in social media feed that was saying, oh, I know what it was. It was somebody was playing a riff on a guitar, and I was like, I think I know that riff. And yeah, it was off of Something Hotter Than Hell album. I was like, yeah, that's the one. You know, it was like, it's Kiss. That's what it is. You know, and there was a whole discussion about who wrote the riff, and turns out it was actually Gene Simmons. People were trying to get Ace Frehley and stuff. But then, yeah, I'm a big fan of Dave Grohl and Foo Fighters. And so,
Hey, Frank, we just kind of lost your audio.
check 1, 2.
Yeah, you're back.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
I probably got too far away from the mic.
It's
But,
live. We expect stuff to happen.
Yeah. So, anyway, just I'm a big fan of Dave Grohl and everything that he's done. And his house is literally around the corner from me, right here, where I live. From the spot that I sit now, his house growing up is literally around the corner from. He went to the my kids went to the same high school he did. So cool stuff. But you know, all that to say, I think he's a great singer. I think he's a great songwriter. He's a great musician all around. And you know, he's not, you know, either he's a you know, halfway kind of Christian like a lot of people are, or you know, he's not, you don't understand anything about the Bible. But anyway, so those are, you said 3, and that's, to me, that's the top 3 I'd say I'm paying attention to now, because you know, the band, we want to stay relevant. We don't want to, you know, live too much in the past, but though we know that a good song's a good song, right?
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. So I'm going to jump into comments really quick, because usually we wait a little bit, but got a good comment here. Dean Carter says Messenger needs a new album out soon, and it's been about 5 years since the last one. And you did mention that.
Yep.
So you want to talk about what's coming down the pike?
yes, and I think I've probably leaked a little info to Dean, and I'll leak it all to you guys too, because you know, it doesn't really matter, because whenever you get it, it'll all make sense. We've gone through a bunch of changes with the band, people moving, and you know, people coming into the band and so forth. But it's been tough. It's been busy for everybody here, and it's just you know, we've been focusing on trying to build an audience and trying to gain some traction in such a way that we actually are playing to people that want to hear what we play. So we've been doing a lot of cover stuff, and that's been very successful. And it's taken a lot of our time, including like getting a new drummer a couple years back. That was a big deal. And I've had a lot of song concepts and ideas, and I eventually ran an idea across Vlad, and I didn't know that Neil Morse had already done a Pilgrim's Progress album. But even before I knew that, I'm running this by Vlad, and he's like, and I was like, well, maybe I'll do it, you know, maybe my personal Pilgrim's Progress, blah, blah, blah. And immediately Vlad says, you should do the story about what you went through and so forth and so on. And so I'm like, okay, here we go, you know. And I already had some ideas of songs even before that are working in this album. And so it is like a, you know, it's like a 2112, a Wall, a Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, if you know what that is. That kind of reaches way back, but you know, if you guys know anything about that, Peter Gabriel back in the day, he did all the costumes and makeup and theatrical show and everything. It was great.
Oh, cool.
But it was a storyline, you know, and
Yeah.
each of the songs had a character, very much like the chapters in Booth's. His name was Booth, right? Who wrote
Yeah.
Pilgrim's Progress.
Mhm.
You know,
Bunyan, John Bunyan.
Bunyan. I said Booth.
Yeah.
Bunyan.
Hey, you
But
know, they just made an animated one a few years back, and I paid money for it, so my name's on the credits.
all right.
It's that
Oh, you-
3D animation of the Pilgrim's Progress, and it came out really good.
So you're an executive producer, are you?
That's what it says.
That's what they do when you throw them money. They put an
Yep.
executive producer on there. But yeah, so we're 7 songs into a 12-song story album.
Oh, cool.
That's a short answer. But I'm on a podcast, so I don't give short answers.
Yeah, excellent. We want talk more.
It's your
So,
show today. It's your show today.
So are you primarily the songwriter for Messenger then? Lyrically?
Lyrics. I write the lyrics primarily. Yeah.
I do all that for We Are Resolute.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. You're the singer also?
No, I'm branching out into some vocals, but Dale Thompson from Bride is our vocalist.
I see. That's got to be tough to write for that guy.
No, it's actually pretty easy.
Is it? He'll just do anything you give him, huh?
He only goofed up on one thing and he fixed it immediately.
Goofed? Okay.
Yeah, he sang the wrong lyrics.
Oh, on a
So when he
studio?
sends it to us, I'm like, that's not right. It changed the whole meaning. And I told him, and I said, not trying to be a jerk or anything. Within 20 minutes, he had it and sent to us. It was done. Really good to work with him. Him and Troy are awesome people.
Very cool. Very cool. So yeah, and Vlad and I, we sit together and we I write some of the music and I write most of the melodies for the lyrical lines, and we talk through chord changes and concepts of everything as far as arrangements and all that good stuff. But yeah, that's where we are now. We don't have anything finalized. It's just the writing of the songs. Whenever I say 7 of 12, the writings of the songs has been done. The lyrics are written. We've sung some scratch tracks and got some scratch guitar tracks down, and we're going to use those DAW projects, and that's where the final piece will be, mixed and mastered.
Are you guys signed by any record label or?
No, we are our own record label, but
Okay.
we might shop around again. We shopped around last time and we got picked up by a outfit that, it was literally the end of CDs when we signed up with this guy. Send me a bunch of CDs. 6 weeks later, there was no such thing as CDs. I love it.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah, man. But, well, I just yesterday, I just sent out, somebody had bought signed CDs and that was cool. I was happy to get the guys together to do that. And so, yeah, CDs are still a thing for.
So you can't sign Spotify.
You can't sign Spotify. Yeah. Tell me about it. But yeah, so that's what's happening. Very excited about it. It's got a good groove to it. Not a good groove. It's got a lot of grooves. You know why? Because first the guy meets this one character, then he meets this other character, and then he talks about his mama, and then he talks about the preacher, and then he puts together a band, and then he did. So it's got all kinds of different things going on, and we're excited about it.
That's
So
cool.
you said it's going to be more like autobiographical for you than actually.
Yes. We'll say it's based on.
Okay. Is there any stories you want to share with us tonight, or should we wait for the album?
Why don't you ask me a little bit more specifically? What exactly are you suggesting? I
All
tell
right. So
you.
you've got songs based on your life and experiences.
Yes.
Is there any one of the stories that's going into one of those songs that you can share with us tonight? Or is that something we should wait till the album comes out and have you back and then you get to elaborate more on it?
That's probably a better idea, but it really is what I just kind of said. Meeting certain characters and their influence and effect on my life, and then music being involved and having to face spiritual issues, having to face demons,
Right.
and then crying out for help like Peter did as he was sinking in the water, and God reaching his hand out and grabbing me and rescuing me, and that was everything. So yeah. So it's basically that, but music is a part of the story as well. It's not just a story about. It's not just songs about a story. It's the music is a part of that story as well.
Okay, excellent. So, how did you get into Christian music, and what's your kind of your testimony leading up to that?
Well, I was actually interested. I never stopped wanting to play music. I knew that there was whenever somebody wrote a song about something bad or wrong or evil or sinful, I knew that it was a song about something evil, wrong, or sinful. And I wanted to write songs about, what I was experiencing in Christ, or how to help people to receive Christ, or understand the fear of God, through music. And that was all before I even found out about, the Jesus movement or Christian rock, Christian metal, any of that stuff. I was like, I want to do this. I want to play songs. I want to come up with ideas and do songs and, for the Lord. And so I never lost that interest and vision. And so, that's actually, I guess, what it was about. So way back when.
Back in the day.
Did you grow up in church? Did you grow up in church, or did you come to the Lord?
I did.
No,
I did. Yeah. My mom was very, they were divorced when I was 5. And then, but she never stopped taking me to church. And so it was, I learned a lot, and I was always interested in the things of the Lord. And then, of course, all the other things that come into our purview, such as bongs and roach clips and girls with swanky hips and all that
Starting
stuff.
to sound like a country song.
It writes itself, doesn't it, Brian?
Yes.
It writes itself.
Hey, have you heard this, Frank? What do you get when you play country music backwards?
I couldn't imagine.
You get your job back, you get your wife back, you quit drinking. I try to tell that any time I can with a rocker, because generally rockers don't care for country. Generally, they're talented. They're probably better than me, but I just can't stand country. Ugh.
I don't like the new country, but I do like me some old outlaw country.
Oh, I always say like Johnny Cash. He was his own genre.
Well, let me say this before I forget to tell you. They make more money than anybody. They make more sales than anybody.
Yep.
And that's in the U.S. alone.
And that's not going to make me like country any.
But it makes you look at why.
Yeah.
It has to make you look at why.
Yep.
So, maybe your rhymes need to be more perfect. Maybe your pentameter needs to be better. Maybe a rhythm guitar needs to be a rhythm guitar. All of that good stuff.
Nope. Crank it up to 11 and give me some power chords and a solo.
There you go. Rock and roll.
So, Frank, you mentioned the growing up in church and then the bongs and babes era.
Bongs and babes. I like it.
And there's a song title for you.
Oh no, he's already jumping on it. He's gonna beat me to it.
So a lot of those who grew up in church kind of go through that to some degree or another, in some form or another, and then come back, thankfully. So what was the catalyst that drew you out of that lifestyle and back into wanting to serve the Lord and wanting to be, a minister through music and things like that?
Your grace, oh God, help me in Jesus' name. In Jesus' name. Well, I was very heavily into psychedelics, whether it be what's called Mad Dog MDA, LSD, of course, marijuana and hashish. I was tried the PCP thing. That was just, I was like, what? You're enjoying this? This is horrible. But you know, just the whole trying to understand the whole hallucination thing, you know, that whole genre, that whole direction of you know, doing drugs. You know, you get high and your heart palpitates on cocaine, you know, or you get sluggish because you're drunk, you know, and you
Like a
can't
Quaalude.
you can't. Yeah, I never got into that stuff, but you know, I was at some point I was like, anything it is, just give it to me, let me do this, you know. But to be more pointed, I started getting interested in reading books, you know, The Doors by Aldous Huxley, Doors of Perception, and then the other stuff by this guy who's hanging out with Indian guys doing peyote, and then they would actually go into these joined experiences where they would actually they say they were traveling in other dimensions right here among us. And so I was fascinated by that. I said, let's do that. How much do I have to take to make that happen? I would literally walk into parties and say, let's distort our reality today. Here we go. What does it take to make that happen? And I ended up distorting my brain so bad that if you ask me how I was doing that day or what was my name, I would have to think about it until I forgot the question.
Wow.
Yeah. That's how between dimensions I was. Let's just say, for lack of a better way to say it, that's where I was. But and so I was always looking for that ultimate high. I was always looking for that ultimate, you know, that next step into that next arena. And the one last time I did it, well, let me backtrack a little bit. So in my journey, I was also interacting with spirits that I thought was, oh, yeah, the Indians do it, I can do it. Well, then this one night, I was really out there, and then I realized who I was talking to, and who was talking to me. And I had friends, and they could see some stuff happening there too. And I was like, yeah, no, I know who you are, only because I knew the Bible a little bit. I mean, you know, it's you can pick up a pebble and drop it on the Rock of Gibraltar, and the Rock of Gibraltar is the amount of knowledge just from the books of the Bible, you know, but I had the pebble enough to know, I know who I'm talking to here, you know. And then I was like, okay, I got to get out of this, and I got to get out of this now. And so I just was praying, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. God's answering prayer. What else is there, man? What else is there? I'm sorry. Is there anything else? No, there is literally nothing else that can compare to God answering prayer. And, you know, I mean, Christians live their lives and they go, oh, Jesus helped me. Oh, God answered my prayers, you know, baba dabba dee ba dabba da. I'm thinking to myself, is that right? Is that right? Is that what happened to you? And how are you living today? Do you know anything about the Bible? Do you know anything about what can happen if you live in Christ, and how he can use you, and how he can empower you for his service, how he can point your nose to just plant seeds and water seeds and love on somebody in the name of Jesus, you know? And
that's what it's all about.
Yeah. And so once I came to that realization, then I was like, I'm gonna serve you. Now, how do I stay out of hell? After that conversion, then I was like, how do I stay out of hell? What do I have to do? And you know, because I was pretty fried. You know, I was going to church and I was trying to go. I went and rededicated and I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have the understanding, the knowledge, the information to tell me what is the covenant. What is the covenant whereby I know I can be saved? I was probably saved because I was converted. I didn't care. I didn't care about anything else. All I could care about was God and his son, Jesus, you know, because let's do this, because he's helping me and he got me out of this mess with, like I said, I knew who I was talking to. So, you know, I'm rambling, Paul. Am I rambling? I think.
No, man, this is good stuff. This is what we want to hear. really, really good stuff.
So
yeah, go ahead.
No. So I gave myself to him, and I understood that it was through the cross and his sacrifice and his blood, and he washes it away. And you keep growing and learning and growing. And you got to study, you got to know the Bible, you've got to know your doctrine, you've got to, you know. And so that's you know, that's where I am now. Don't get me wrong. I've been in Christ for 40 years, so, you know. But, you know.
I do that move too. I like that.
Yeah. So you mentioned like astral doors and you mentioned the books that you were influenced by.
Right.
And that was the same influences Jim Morrison had, and thus the name The Doors for the band that he made. And it's interesting that, you know, you had this experience that chased you to God. And I wonder if that's because you had that pebble, you had that upbringing where, you know, you were taught the truth, you had the opportunity to recall it when you needed it, and how important it is to bring your kids to church and for them to hear the truth in the gospel, even if it doesn't feel like it's sinking in, because look what happened.
Yeah. I, like I said before, you know, it was I was Peter sinking in the water, and the Lord reached down and pulled me up. So yeah, no question. Lord, help me. That's all it took.
Hey, you know what? Peter gets a bad name. I have to stand up for him right now. He was the only one that jumped off the boat. Everybody else was cowering like a bunch of babies. He was the only one that saw Jesus out there and said, "Hey, can I do that?"
Oh yeah, no question. But he also didn't just drown out of fear.
Nope.
He said, "Lord, help me." You know,
he had to reach. Because you said Jesus reached down, but what if he was stubborn, like you said, and he just folded his arms? He would have drowned.
Yep.
So that we have.
I knew it didn't work. Right? Yeah. What about those 10 steps you took before you said, "Whoops"?
So I would just like to point out that Peter was a lot braver and smarter than he gets credit for. He always gets looked down on by pastors. Because I relate with Peter a lot. Because I'll be the one cutting off that guy's ear. And Jesus like, "Whoa, Brian, calm down," and fix the ear.
That passage fascinates me all the time. It fascinates me all the time. He just reached up and fixed it. And I'm like,
could you imagine being the dude?
No.
You're like, "Ah!" And the next thing you're like, how do you do that?
And then you had to do the arresting.
There's probably still blood around his neck and stuff too. What happened to you? Well, the guy cut my ear off.
And this guy we just arrested fixed it.
Exactly. He claims to be God, but that can't be true.
Right. So that's my testimony in a nutshell. Big nutshell.
Yeah, well, that's really, really fascinating. And so when I talk to people that have experiences like unique experiences, that's a unique experience. Not totally unique, but you know, we don't hear that all the time.
Right.
And so you're out doing shows, you're meeting a lot of people. How often does God bring someone to you that's in a similar situation that you were in to minister to? Does that happen?
No, honestly, it never happens. Never happens. No.
Oh, that's interesting.
No. Yeah. It's usually, you know, it's usually, this is a Christian band? What? It's a Christian band? And then it's now it's about, you know, are you still going to come to our show? I'm thinking to myself, are you still going to come to our show? Is somebody going to try to badmouth us online? You know, it's like, you know, so, but usually I love what Pastor Brad did whenever he named Messenger as one of the 10 most underrated bands or whatever. He did a list. I don't know if you guys saw that. I don't know. Paul, maybe you were the one that showed it to me. Were you the one that showed me that?
Oh, maybe I did back. Yeah, when it first came out, I might have sent that.
Pastor dude that just talks about like metal and how even regular bands, and then he talks about how you can get a gospel message in some of them or whatever. Is that the guy, Pastor Brad? Is that?
I don't know. I know Pastor Brad's he's been doing it a very long time as well. I don't know if he's been doing it as long as Pastor Bob Beeman has, but I know Pastor Brad was in bands like whenever I first became aware that there was a whole Christian metal genre and Cornerstone.
Oh, he's with Sanctuary?
No. He's played at the Sanctuary tent. He just published that on YouTube early last week, I think.
Okay.
Or a week before. It was only the last couple of weeks because I made a comment on there. I was like, yeah, it looks like Sanctuary Tent. And he said, yeah, Sanctuary Tent 09. And you guys, are either of you aware of Dale Huffman? And what did he call himself? He had a radio show and it was really cool before the days of podcasts, but it was still internet radio, you know?
Right.
But no, he had his own showcase at Sanctuary Tent.
That's cool.
Yeah. It was a big deal. Pastor Brad said,
Pastor Bob. Pastor Bob interviewed me. That was pretty cool.
I'll bet it was, man. I'd love to meet him. He's answered one of my comments on YouTube, but no, I've never met him. I'd love to meet him.
You should contact him and see if he'll interview you, because I'm sure he will.
Neat. That sounds neat.
Yeah.
So love to get him to hear our music. That would be good. But did I answer the questions I was supposed to answer?
You answered very, very eloquently. I'm going to pop in the comments real quick. We've got David Larry Carroll's watching. He says, good evening. And then Marcy's back with us tonight. And she said it was beautiful when Jesus knew that Peter was just protecting the Savior he loved. Talking about the ear cut off. Jesus had to say, no, I love you, but this has to happen. Your passion is great, and my passion is about to be greater. Yeah, that's a cool insight. And then
you get so much from that passage, like you said.
Yeah. And then let me pop this one on. Brian Dale Rainsberger. Hey Frank, long time no see, long time no talk. Good to see you, brother. We want to see Messenger at Immortal Fest. Yes.
Oh, please, dear God, make it happen. That would be wonderful. I appreciate the thoughts. Yeah, just tell the owner.
Hey, you guys, myself deeper. She's laughing.
Well, God bless you, and man, that's wonderful. I appreciate you sharing that with us.
Thanks for listening and interviewing me.
Yeah, thanks for being on the show, Bri.
You're welcome.
Frank, next week, who are we interviewing?
Can I come back?
Yeah, we'll have you back, man.
Yeah, schedule's kind of full. We'll see what we can do.
Yeah, we can fit you in around June, maybe.
Sounds good.
So Frank, Immortal, is that a Darth Plummer thing or is that a BMI thing to get you in there?
BMI.
BMI? Okay.
Yeah, I think Darth Plummer, I think he's you probably should ask Dorn. I don't know what he's doing nowadays.
Oh, okay.
He's been busy with his health and so forth.
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah. But I thought you were kind of in his
yeah, I mean it circles and all, but it's up to Steve, I think his name is, for BMI. It's really his baby. So
all right. So Road Less Travel Army, all 5 of you guys, get out there.
The Warriors.
The Warriors, get out there and let's start a campaign to get Messenger at Immortal Fest, because I'm telling you, if you haven't heard these guys play, haven't heard their music, you're really, really missing out. So let's see if we can make that happen. If not this year, next year. And I got this album too. of y'all's.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that's the two I have, and I need to
It's the first one.
build my collection. How many albums do you guys have out altogether?
3 studio albums.
3 studios. I
And
missed
a
one.
live album I don't want to mention.
Okay.
He didn't even look at the camera when he said that.
That's fact. So no, You Choose. That was really Vlad and I branching out. I had written pretty much all the music for I'm Talking to You, and the drums and the bass. Well, we had a bassist, but I had written all the music for that one, and then got these guys to come in and play guitar because I was trying to find a great guitar player, and we put together a pretty good group. And Vlad and I are the ones that have stuck it out the whole time, and we were using a studio to do that one, and then we did You Choose, and we were doing the audio capture and the songwriting together for the first time. Hold on. Dun 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 dun. Dee dee dee. Dun dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. No. Okay. But I can do this.
Oh, cool.
If I can, if the camera likes me.
Jumping dimensions on you.
Yeah. And there you guys are. You see yourselves in the reflection?
Yeah.
Yep.
Let me see if I can get a better shot here. Nope, I disappear.
It goes away.
Okay. How about on my head? No. But yeah, there you go. That's the second one, You Choose. Album cover and the CD itself. And then it came out August of 2012.
That was looking really good, especially the part where it did a reflection of me. Just kidding.
Say it ain't so. So, but then what was I getting to? I was getting to the fact that we did the capture for that one, and then we had the studio that we'd worked on together with before to do the mixing and mastering. And then for In to Win, we actually did our own studio work, all the mixing and mastering, and we're working on the fourth one doing the same thing, and just freaking things are rolling like crazy so quick because he's so much better at what he was doing. Vlad is the engineer, and so he's so much better, and he's upgraded his equipment so much, and in 5 years, yes, equipment and stuff and DAW is really advanced so quickly, and
he probably learned a lot more too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, he also now has a control surface. In other words, he's not just what we call mixing in the box, where he's just using a mouse and kind of, now he's got something where he can put his hands on a surface, and the DAW and the surface actually work together. And it's basically like a mixer, but then he can just change pages, all he wants, and so it really rocks. It really does great.
Did you want to play? We have about 20 minutes left. Did you want to try and play a portion of one of your songs and talk about it?
Sure.
That okay, Paul?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that's what we're doing, Paul.
We'll see how it comes through.
Right. Yeah, the audio, you guys heard what I played for you before, so let's see what happens here. No, not you. Not you. Not you. So, you guys tell me. You want to hear something more mysterious, more upbeat, more fast, drop tuning, regular tuning? What would you like to hear?
Something heavy and melodic.
Heavy and melodic. Do that together, huh?
Uh-huh. That's basically how I write, is heavy and melodic. I do some softer songs.
How about Crows in the Hawk? Can you play that one a little bit?
Sure. That one is definitely different.
That's
Paul,
I love the lyrics from that. Just grab me. I just love that song.
Which album is that on?
That's on the In the Win. And I've said this before when I first got a hold of this album and I first got to listen to it. way back when it came out, 2020, I guess, and it felt like a music you would listen to go into battle with. It just makes you feel like you're going to be victorious.
All right, I want Victorious.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this: Would you want me to share my screen and we do the lyric video?
Yeah, sure.
All right, let me see. This is sharing the screen. Yes.
Now, I don't know how much of it we're allowed to play
Oh,
copyright.
copyright or whatever.
Yeah.
Even though we've got the actual person that wrote it and is involved.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
YouTube's funny with it, and then
It's so dumb.
we'll be blocked in certain countries just for playing music, believe it or not.
I believe it. No, I believe it.
So you can do like what, 8 to 10 seconds and it won't affect it?
It could do like up to like 15 to 20
Oh, okay.
seconds. Yeah.
Do that just in case. Only keep it to like 15 seconds so that we can't get blocked.
All right.
Well, it's going to block us, but we just don't want YouTube to flag it and say,
Yeah.
Right.
Hi, buddy.
Oh, well, wait a minute. So what about StreamYard? Is that a problem?
No, StreamYard's not a problem at all.
Okay.
Yeah, they let me play. I can load up files like when your new album comes out. Well, what I'd love for you to do is send me some MP3 files.
Yeah.
And then we can play clips and then have you and the rest of the band on and just talk about the songs. That'd be a lot
Yeah,
of fun.
we'll help promote as much as we can. We don't have
Yeah.
the biggest audience, but we're getting one. It's getting better.
Okay.
Yeah, Brian Rainsberger said, "Freebird."
All right. Is that working for you?
Let me put it on the stage. There we go. This is different.
Okay.
This will be the first time if it works.
Yeah.
I really hope it works because this would be cool.
There we go. Yeah.
All right. Well, Brian Rainsberger, you got a bird.
That's great.
How's that working?
Good.
It's working perfectly.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, good. I'm going to step away and I'll be right back.
Okay.
The golden hawk majestically soars high above the trees. He looks across the open land, strong, proud, and free. He cries out to his brothers, all those who would hear. He finds out there are no others. His heart starts to fear, and the crows gather their forces. The crows chase the hawk has to flee. We harden our hearts, why can't we see? The crows chase the hawk has to flee. This is how we walk, this is you and me.
Yeah, the story behind this one is really cool. I'll let Frank talk about it more, but what resonated with me is how we need each other.
He calls out to his brother. Man, pick up the phone. Then he thinks he sees another that he must face alone. And the crows gather their forces. The crows chase the hawk has to flee. We harden our hearts, why can't we see? The crows chase the hawk has to flee. This is how we walk, this is you and me.
All right, so that was really cool. You want to share about that song?
What did you say?
Do you want to share the inspiration behind that song?
Sure. Let me fix this and stop. Did I stop sharing?
Yeah, it's gone. Yeah, I took it down
Yep.
when you came back.
And I'm back. Very good. Very cool. Just you know how. Hello. just how we struggle in America with racial harmony, and I just wrote something that was about racial harmony, instead of all the and a lot of it is media and people making something out of nothing. It was a whole lot of that, but it was just a call to racial harmony and unity, and just God doesn't see things that way. I don't want to see things that way. Can you just stop? Can you just stop? So, it's basically talking about, he doesn't see us that way. Let's stop talking about it that way. Let's stop trying to make things like that, and I don't talk about things like that. I mean, I'm married to a Palestinian girl who was born in Beirut, Lebanon. When we got married, my best man was an American black man from California. This is exactly. So, I mean, these things are just, I don't see these things, even though I was raised in a town in North Carolina where, they live over there and we live over here. And whenever it said whites only beside the laundromat door, it didn't mean sheets. So, I mean, I grew up in that, but yet I don't want to have anything to do with that. You know what I mean? That's just a thing that doesn't matter to me. It's where you make a big deal about it, then I've got a problem with that, both ways, both sides of that picture. Cause it's like, I don't have time for that. Just doesn't help. It doesn't help bring things forward. Do you want to bring things forward? And that's the way I look at it. And that's what that's about. And, I tried to be gentle and careful and poignant, and, it wasn't meant to be so, controversial. Is actually the opposite. It's like, it's not, can we not do this,
Right. Yeah. So, yeah. And I'm a big proponent of, there's one race. It's the human race.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, exactly. We isolated a bunch of gene pools at Tower of Babel. So we look different from other people in other parts of the world, but that's only because we isolated gene pools. We all came from the same place. All
of our DNA is exactly the same, except for what identifies us as an individual.
Yeah, we all come from. We can all trace back to Noah, and beyond that we can all trace back to Adam. So, the whole idea of racism and superiority or inferiority and supremacy. That's an evolutionary construct.
Yep.
So if you believe in evolution, you can buy into that nonsense and the eugenics that goes along with it. But as a follower of Christ and a believer in the Bible and someone who takes the creation story literally, there's one race.
Yep. The human race.
I got to meet you and your lovely wife at Immortal Fest last year, which was really cool. So that was really neat.
Oh, you guys already had previous contact, huh?
We've known each other for a while now, right, Frank?
Yeah. That was cool. Neat to meet you at the Immortal Fest. I was, I bumped into a bunch of people like, you're that guy from Messenger, right? I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I was looking forward to meeting you in person because we've talked online. Used to do the live, the little live clips. Do you still do that? I haven't seen any in a while.
No. And our mutual buddy Ralph. What's his last name? What is it?
Starts with a V.
Yeah, Ralph, who does the Garage for God or something.
Yeah.
God's Garage.
He was telling me a couple of weeks ago, he was like, you need to do more lives, Frank. And I'm like, yeah, sure. I'm just busy. Ralph. Sorry, pal. I mean, he's
Ralph.
Ventrella, is that his name?
Ventrella, yeah. I love Ralph. I love watching his shows in the morning before work. Sometimes I get to catch them.
God's Garage, right. So I mean, I don't know. Do you watch them when they're live there, Paul, or do you watch them on the rebound? It doesn't matter. I'm kidding around.
Yours, I watched a couple of yours live, and I commented, and
Yeah,
you
yeah.
responded in real time, so it was kind of fun interacting like that.
It is. I'm just very busy nowadays. I don't want to make excuses. I really don't, but it's just so much going on right now. Did you guys see the Messenger to Arms video that I put out recently?
Nope,
I know
I
made mention of it on the email, and but it did come out like a couple of weeks after that email update. But that was a work of passion, man. Once I started seeing how I could do it, I got into it, man, and I did it, and it was just, yeah, that's cool, and so that character is actually that visual image of that character. Let me see if I can pull up an image right quick of that character is actually from a character that I play on a video game called City of Heroes. Give me a second, I'll find it. And
what system do you play your games on?
PC.
Oh, okay. I'm Xbox Series X.
Uh-huh.
And I just bought an Pac-Man edition Atari 2600, which I'm loving.
Atari what?
Atari 2600. Original gaming.
Okay.
Pac-Man, Asteroids, Missile Command. I just got Kangaroo and Donkey Kong.
Kangaroo and Donkey Kong.
Yep.
Oh, on the Atari system, yeah.
Yep, it's a brand new Atari system that they just released. Pac-Man Special Edition.
Does that have the wireless controller?
Yep.
Yeah, I got one of those.
I've got the yellow one and the blue one because each controller's the color of the ghosts that chase Pac-Man around. It's pretty cool.
Bobbity. I'm having a hard time.
I'm old school G.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, let me share my screen with you here again, if I can.
And then we're getting close to the end. We have like 6 minutes left.
Sure.
Not that we can't go over by a minute, but
yeah,
sure.
It's just a.
Yeah, I had Pong back in the day.
You what?
Brian said Pong rules, and I'm like, yeah. Back in the day, I had Pong.
There it is.
All right, let me pop that on there.
And if you did the Switch, it played hockey.
So yeah, this player that I'm friends with online, he took the character that I play on City of Heroes, and he fed this into AI, and so then from that, I was able to just this picture alone, I was able to make a whole full-length music video of this character in the Messenger at Arms song. So yeah,
that's cool.
We can take that down now.
I'm glad it doesn't have red eyes. I think it looks really cool with the green eyes.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
I wanted to keep the glowing eye thing going, but yeah, it was good. So that was, and so really my point is I haven't played that video game in months because I've just been so busy, and that was one of the projects that had me busy. And then of course working on this new album has me busy. So it's just, that's the way it is, man.
Frank's like, I'd be playing that game if I didn't have to talk to these two clowns.
No, maybe. I don't know. Wife and I are getting ready to go on a cruise, man. That's like the only thing on my mind right now.
Oh yeah, we did one in December, man. It was awesome.
Oh yeah, what'd you do?
Yeah, we went Mexico, Bahamas, and Grand Cayman.
Which line?
Celebrity.
Okay, yeah.
Which one are you going on?
NCL, Norwegian.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah,
where are you going?
Puerto Rico.
Oh,
Puerto
fun.
Rico, and they have their private island, and then we're stopping at St. Thomas and another island.
So does that go into any international water, or do you stay in U.S. territory?
Yeah, I guess it is international water.
Yeah, you're going international. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to go on a cruise because of that. I heard so many horror stories of people being pushed off and they can't find you and they don't really care because it's international waters and they don't do any search or rescue or something. And I'm like,
I've never heard that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure you can find something on YouTube about it.
Yeah, well, we've done a lot of cruises and we haven't died yet. I don't know how to say that.
You didn't? Tell me all about it.
So yeah, it's all good. It's all good. We're gonna have a blast. It's like a hotel in the water, man. So
yeah, you can't beat it. That was our first real cruise that I've been on. I went when I was like 16.
Oh, really?
I haven't been on a cruise since, and we're like, why have we not been doing this forever? And how are we ever going to do anything else?
And after you went once, you're like, how are we going to do this again? We don't have any money left.
Oh, we're planning it, man. We're working.
It's not as expensive as you think it is.
Oh, really?
It's all inclusive, and it's really like worth it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
and you don't need to spend any more money while you're there. So
yeah, everything's there. It's inclusive.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, the food's done. It's all good. So hey, man, we're coming up on the last couple of minutes. Is there anything you want to put? Oh, where can we get your music? So if someone wants to get your CDs, how do we get them?
messengermetal.com, messengerrock.com. Yep. You can purchase them through there, and I will send them to you myself.
Ooh.
We also have T-shirts and a couple other merch ideas. We got a patch or two. We've got some stickers. But yeah, it's we have actual kits of a bunch of different. I shouldn't say kits, packages, where you buy a bunch of different things and there's a discount and all that stuff. I should probably update the prices based on inflation, but anyway, there you go.
Well, if you're going to mark them down, I'm in. Just kidding.
So, hey,
they're already marked down. Yeah.
Everybody jump in quick before the prices go up.
That's right. Like I said, I just sent some CDs out. So, we're on our last minute here. But yeah, that's us. Messengermetal.com, messengerrock.com, Messenger Online. If you want to search for us on YouTube to see the videos we were talking about. There's a few of them out there. The Messenger at Arms video is not a lyric video, but it's just entertainment.
Cool, man. This is nice meeting you.
And so if somebody wants to meet up with you online, I'm sorry, Brian, go ahead.
No, I was just telling her it was good having him on here.
Thanks for having me.
Great. So Facebook and Twitter, right? You're on Twitter, X?
Yeah, Messenger Metal.
Okay. So if
Easy
you want to
enough.
connect with Frank and the band, Facebook, X, and I'm sure he'd be happy to hear from you. And I know before, when I was still just a random guy out there on internet land, I'd make a comment and I'd get a response. So very accessible.
I try to meet everybody.
Yeah, very accessible.
So difficult to do, but we try, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, thanks, man. This was great.
Yeah.
And can't wait to hear the new album when it comes. Do you have a target date for the new album?
No, just
Okay.
please pray for us.
All right. So that's a prayer point. We'll be praying for that. But when you do release, let me know, and I'll know. I'll see it online.
Absolutely.
But,
I'd like to have it out by the end of the year, but
all right.
we'll see what happens. It took us a long time to get that last one. So
we definitely want to have you back once the album's out. Play some
cool.
clips.
Yeah.
And
Sounds great.
talk about the songs and what they mean and all that good fun stuff.
He was like, I'm not going back on this crappy show.
No, you guys are great. I appreciate it. Wonderful.
We love to do it, and God has been blessing it, and so we're going to keep doing it